Exponential growth, compound building growth, astronomical growth, massive momentum growth is what every entrepreneur dreams about taking place in their business. And that's exactly what's happening with PHP. And my biggest concern with you watching this, you know who you are. My biggest concern with you watching this is you miss this momentum. What do I mean by that? Is you don't hit director this month. For some of you guys that are running for director and say, oh my gosh, 5 days left, I'm so far behind, there's no way I can do it. I only got 3 recruits for the month, 4 apps for the month, and 3,000 points. There's no way in the world I can do it. You go call your MD, bring a top 100 list, sit down and make calls, go run 20 appointments, and then say you're not gonna hit it. But go to the very last second, show your dog fight that you're not giving up, because a man upstairs watches people who have a dog fight to the very last second. Look, I believe there's a man upstairs, okay? And for those of you that don't believe there's a God, I believe there's a God, because a lot of strange things that's happened to my life and everything that's happened to PHP has always been a miracle. If you don't believe there's a God, let's just say there's gods of success, like the Greek mythology that's out there, right? They're watching and they're gonna put sprinkles of success for the people who work so hard when nobody's watching. And those who don't, and they just talk like they're working a lot, they don't put that sprinkle of success because they're not doing their part. I hope you watching this realize that what is happening right now is not just a myth. Let me give you a number. Let me just give you a number for you to be thinking about. So 4 months ago, April would be 3 months ago, we broke our all-time record in recruiting. We did 3,432, right? 3,432. I want to tell you where we were at in April for the first 26 days of the month. What is today? Today's the 27th, I believe, right? Is it 27th? So 26 days, because it's today's update. I'm sending is 27, but I'm giving you for the first 26 days. For the first 26 days in the month of April, when we recruited 3,432 recruits in a single month, we did 2,106 recruits in the first 26 days. Do you know where we're at today in the first 26 days of July? Just 3 months after we shattered the record in the company, we're not at 2,106, we're at 2,655. We are 549 recruits ahead of the record of 3,432, which, you know what this means? Guaranteed we're crossing 4,000 recruits. But how far we cross 4,000 recruits will be all based on which leaders that are watching this are saying, I'm gonna come through and promote 70 directors, which is what Vargas has said they're gonna do. If we the people promote 70 directors, you better believe we the people separating from a lot of their peers, because that's the kind of stuff you do months like this. Now let me give you another number. Last July, we did 1,632 recruits in July of 2017. July is typically a summer season. People get casual a little bit, right? Not the leaders in PHP. We did 1,632 all of last July. We're at 2,655 this July. We're 1,000 recruits over last July, and there's still 5 days left. And April was a 30-day month. July is a 31-day month. Why am I saying this to you? Listen, Amazon just got valued at $1 trillion company. Oh my gosh. $1 trillion company. Now here's what most people don't know about. When Bezos was going through what he was doing at the beginning, a lot of the initial employees didn't think it was going to happen. A lot of the original owners sold out early for nothing, like 10 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, $600,000. Some of them sold at $1 million, not knowing that $1 million was going to be $3 billion, but they didn't think it was going to happen. A lot of the partners thought Jeff Bezos was a little bit too aggressive. He pushed too much. Expectations were too high. They didn't see it. They were conservative, very conservative, playing defense, not offense. Bezos was looking for partners that wanted to play offense. What happened? Amazon is Amazon. And by the way, PHP, we're going to be the largest FMO in the world. Not just America, in the world is what we're going to be. This is going to take place. This isn't just a myth. I haven't just been saying this for 6 months, 3 months, 2 months. I've been saying this since day one, when we were only recruiting 100 people a month as a company, 200 people a month as a company, and now we're about to cross 4,000 recruits in a single month, and we're going to have a hierarchy that's going to do over 1,000 recruits this month. We don't know which one's going to be. One of them's going to do it. So I say all this stuff, and I'm sending this update video to you for a couple reasons. 1, don't give up on the equity. 2, don't give up on hitting your director promotion this month and having your hard hat on and walking across the stage with your hard hat on. Don't forget about that. 3, I said this last month to earlier this week. I sent a video to the MDs. I don't know if all the non-MDs saw this or not. Maybe your MDs didn't send it to you. But I'm telling you right now, many non-MDs are not speaking at the convention. They're just not speaking at this convention because the convention's gotten bigger. A lot of MDs will not be speaking at this convention. Obviously, how you close out July is going to determine, because I'm finalizing speaking right after July closeout, and then we'll send an email to you so you can prepare your talks. For the non-MDs that want to guarantee a spot to speak for 2 minutes at the President's Club, the top 7 non-MD recruiting-based shops in the month of July, top 7 non-MD recruiting-based shop in the month of July, you're going to get 2 minutes to speak at President's Club, the top 7. And by the way, it has to do with the 50% rule, meaning if your team does 50 recruits, but 40 of it comes on one leg, you didn't do 40 recruits. You only did 20 recruits, because you got 10 from another leg, you can only count 10 from him. But if you do 50 recruits, 20 from one leg, 20 from one leg, 10 from one leg, you did 50 recruits. We're going to investigate that. So it's not just going to be anybody speaking for. So let's just say you're somebody who's an FA, but you recruit a director who recruits 58 people and you only recruit 3 people, you're not speaking. This person is speaking because they recruited 58 people. I want to find the next rock star non-MDs in a company that want to compete with every single MD. A guy that's watching this, a girl that's watching this, a husband and wife that's watching this, a young boyfriend, girlfriend that's watching the same. Baby, let's go crush it the next 5 days. Let's go to the office. Let's call the next 4 days off from work. Let's make so many calls. Let's run so many appointments. Let's shock everybody, because I want to speak at the President's Club session, which is a session that Nick Vujicic will be speaking. I want to speak for 2 minutes. You go do that. And by the way, to top 3 non-MD personal producers in the month of July will also get 2 minutes in the FA&UP meeting. Let me give you an idea, if that ended today, who those top 3 personal producers would be that would speak 3 minutes. Non-MD would be the following names. Number 1 will be Sable Ote. You would get 2 minutes. Number 2 will be Dulce Carmen Sanchez. And then the third person that would speak would be Lawrence Corman. I believe Lawrence is from Maryland, working with Kevin Hart. I've heard nothing but good things about these guys. But you got to be top 3 personal producer or top 7 non-MD based recruiter, which is the bigger category to be in here. That's why we give 7 of them. I am so curious to know which non-MD is going to go do something crazy. Maybe break Patino's record of 103 recruits in a month as a 21-year-old guy that did 103 recruits a month, or Carlis Bell as a non-MD that did 100 recruits in a single month. So that's that part. Now let me recognize a $250,000 earner, a new $250,000 earner. And this is got to be one of the best stories. And I'll tell you why this is one of the best stories. So she's in a business, and there was a point that she was having a very hard time with the business. I mean, 1 month she did 36 recruits on 3,000 points as a non-MD. I had an office full of young guys. Everybody was young. I challenged everybody to quit or to get their acts together. I said, you can't do this. You got to get it. This isn't for, I pushed her out so much, her and another one of her friends, Maricela. She was stubborn enough not to quit. That's why I respect her level of stubbornness of saying, I am not going to quit. That's a good stubborn. The bad stubborn is not being coachable. She has a lot of this, a little bit of this, but she has a lot of this of, I'm not going to quit. Well, she sticks around. All of a sudden, she recruits a guy named Juan Carlos Romero at a gas station, who recruits a guy named Rodolfo Vargas Sr., who recruits a son called Rodolfo Vargas Jr., who goes back to El Salvador after 4th of July and marries his wife called Ceci Vargas. Ceci comes to America. We get a chance to meet her. We fall in love with Ceci. Rodolfo and Ceci Vargas, one day I call him. I say, I want to move you guys to Houston. They go to Houston for a weekend. They come back. They say, we're all in. They get in their Honda that they have with a popcorn machine. They head out to Houston. They go from being in Houston to getting their income to $720,000 a year income, okay? All that income overrides by Cindy. Congratulations to Cindy for crossing $250,000 a year income, of which 190 of it is override. 180 to 190 of it is override. A bunch of it is from override. Why do I make this point? One, if Cindy wants to become a senior vice president, she has to show that she's going to build other leaders outside of Vargas. But the reason why I'm saying this to you, some of you guys watch this and say, man, I don't know if I can be a Sapalo. I don't know if I can be a Vargas. I don't know if I can be any of these guys. Can you be a Cindy? Can you stick around and just not quit? Can you talk to the person at the gas station that speaks barely any English? Because that's what Cindy gets credit for. I didn't help Vargas become an MD. Cindy got Vargas to become an MD. And then Vargas is wanting to become an SVP because we helped him become an SVP team. And then from there, it's a whole different relationship where now George is getting involved. He's helping out. All this other stuff's taking place. But she did the part of getting him to MD. And then the culture of leadership, starting 5, max 7, dream team, got Vargas to a point now they're going to be a multi 7-figure year income earner. And Cindy will be overriding that for the rest of her life. Unless if Cindy decided to sell her code number, which I'm sure there's going to be a lot of buyers. But regardless of what's taking place, Cindy Cobos, congratulations to you for being stubborn enough to not quit and sticking through the business. You are officially $250,000 earner. Anybody who knows Cindy from back in the day. Send her a ton of love and congratulations for crossing a $250,000 earner. However, Cindy, you know what'd be great? If you really wanted to gain a lot of respect from your peers, imagine if you build another direct SVP leg. Imagine, because right now the other MDs are Flash Gordon, which I don't see a lot happening with Flash. Devontae, I want to see more from you. You know, of some of the names that I'm seeing, Ayala's, I don't really see anybody that wants to really be the flag carrier of, you know, specifically in SoCal. What if you went and found a new MD and a new person you build direct to yourself? What if it's not even anybody on Jonathan Palau's leg? Somebody else. What if you did that? I'd love to see that take place, but the only way Prevail will become an SVP team is if Cindy Cobos and those people want to become an SVP team. Cannot wait to promote you guys to SVP here soon. Hopefully sooner rather than later, okay? All right, so we got a $250,000 earner, three $50,000 earners, new ones that just popped up here, who got their watches. Let me recognize these names real quick. We're getting so much stuff happening. That's just crazy. Non-stop numbers are coming in. Here we go. New watch earners. Flor and Boris Maroquin. They got their watch as a non-MD. And Rodolfo and Ceci Vargas' base shop. Now they're an MD. Congratulations to getting your watch. Next, Leo and Clarissa from Minnesota. Rodolfo and Ceci are currently in Minnesota. They got their watches as non-MDs. These are two directs. Vargas has promoted direct to them that are non-MDs that got their watches before becoming an MD. And Tony Rojas, a direct to Del Toros, who just got his watch. Congratulations to Tony Rojas as well for getting your watch. The following names have submitted the biggest annuities this month. I'll go from the lowest one to the biggest one. Number 5, Nathan Tallgreen, $175,000 annuity out of the Pimber Base shop. Number 4, Deidra Sandate, $255,000 annuity from Almaraz. Number 4. Number 3, Malwante Stewart, $250,000 annuity from Richardson. Swap it. Malwante would be 4th. Deidra would be 3rd. And then also another one, it's a split, $250,000. She did 2 of them apparently. Another annuity, Deidra Sandate, that's 2 of them. These are 2 single ones that she did. Total's like $510,000. And then the biggest annuity submitted this one is Stefan Beetle, $404,000 at Alejandro's base shop. Great job, Stephen, for submitting a $404,000 annuity this month. These are the following directors that have already been promoted to director this month, unofficial because it hasn't been submitted to us. We're going simply based on the numbers that have been given to us. Here we go. Marcelo Vargas has already promoted to director. Jitao Guo, congratulations on becoming a director. Vargas has promoted 3 already. Ramiro Dominguez, Isabella Papacui, Tiffany Perales all became directors. Congratulations to all of you. And I'm being told that We the People is certain they're going to promote 27 more directors by the end of the month, which is crazy if they actually hit that. Joel Molina, another one that did 3 director promotions. Monique Gonzalez, Yvette Rosales, Pat DeCampos, all promoted to director. Congratulations to you guys. Here's from Victor Zaldo's base shop. Luz Cabarera, congratulations for becoming a director. Boris Maroquin promoted a director. Tatiana Nelums became a director. Congrats to you. Tommy Clark finally promoted Robin Harper. Great job, Robin Harper, for becoming a director. I know you've been sticking around for a while. You finally got it done. Proud of you. Now let's get the MD part knocked out of the way. Del Toro's promoted 2 directors already. Giselle Sanchez, David Hernandez, great job. Marvin Del Valle have promoted 2 also. Orlando Restituyo and Stephanie Arias, 2 different directors in their base shop. I'm so excited about the new people coming out of the Marvin and D's base shop. And I wouldn't be surprised if a new person coming out of their base shop becomes the flag carrier of the entire hierarchy, doing more than everybody else that's on that team. I know Marvin and Dean do so much for their people. They love their team so much. But I'm just looking forward to seeing one person rise above everybody else and perform at levels nobody is doing. Get to $100,000 ring fast. Get to MD fast. Recruit 100 people fast. You know, go out there and get to $250,000 SVP fast. Someone's going to do with Marvin and D because they're definitely putting the time right now into their teams. Alexi and Andrea Smith, which is part of Marvin and D, promoted to director. Jeremiah Clark. Congratulations, Jeremiah Clark. Brianna Del Valle promoted Natalia Del Valle. Good. You're keeping it the family. Great job for becoming a director. And Paul Medrano promoted director. German and Marina Lopez, congratulations. Great job, Paul, for not slowing down. You're promoting another director after having promoted an MD in the last update video, which got me the strangest text messages afterwards based on the reaction. Anyways, now here's who led the way in checks so far for the month. I know a lot of people are trying to get the checks for GB because it's level up and level 2. 2 levels you can go up. Here's the people that have gotten the most newest people check. Graziani and Gaetan are first place with 7. Great job to you guys. Marvin Del Valle, Vargas Sapala second with 6. Cobos and Clark are at 5 people getting new checks. Richardson's got 4. Phenomenal job. The following names got 3 people checks. Alonso Aguilar, Ana Maria Rivera, Vic and Anna, and Ellen Javier Castro, Christian Vicenia Hart, David and Sandra Vera, Del Toros, Quanine, Almaraz, Palayo, Michael Bryan, Ultima, all have 3. The following names have 2. Alfredo and Crystal Garcia, Carla Gonzalez, Carlos Medrano, Phelps, Solis, Eatman, Donna, El Jeanette, Elvana Gausen, Hector Peño Otero, Hilario Guerrero, Mason, Kanisha Taylor, Leilon Sebastian Vargas, Rita Rodriguez, Roger and Brenda Rodriguez, Stephanie Luan, Tony Martinez, Victor Zaldo, Vincent Sendejas, Wainisha Webb, all have 2 people with new checks this month. This could be the record-breaking month for the most people getting new checks. We're at 163 so far. Our record is 192. Depending on the next 2 cycles that we have, I believe it's 2 cycles. One is going to be Tuesday. It's actually going to be 1 more cycle left. That's the one that's coming up on Tuesday, and that will be it. By the way, Chapalas have already made $110,000 this month. $110,000 this month, and there's still a cycle left. They've already made $110,000 this month, and there's still a cycle left. Another number I want to give to you guys for you to be thinking about. Palayo and Unity Base Shop is 94,000 points by the end of the month. 94,000 points from being a 5th million point base shop, and only 4 current rolling 12-month million point base shop, that's a different story. Somebody may have become a million point base shop in the past, but we're recognizing the people that are doing it today. And so he may be one of 4 at the convention as a current million point base shop. If they do 94,000 points Unity base, are you guys gonna pull it off and go to the big event with a shirt that says million point base shop, where you'll be the first in the history of the company to run a million point base shop and have another person in your hierarchy run a million point base shop? It's never been done before. You will be the first to ever do this, but you only got 5 days left. So you guys got to get it done. Plenty of time to get it done, but it's got to matter to everybody to be able to say, I came out of a million point base shop. You got to go get that part done. Cannot wait to see the dogfight of that team and what they'll do. By the way, multiple grand openings been taking place recently. We had one with Mason yesterday. He sent me a text message. I asked him, how many guests did you have? He told me that he had 70. Let me see what he had. Mickey Mouse there, pretty classic. 32 Orlando associates. And they had 70 guests, 78 guests that signed in. That's another Orlando office. There's 3 of them now. There's Marvin and Dee's Orlando. There's David and Sandra's Orlando. And now there's John Mason's Orlando. And then I know Alan and Alicia Diaz did a grand opening as well in El Paso. And a picture George posted. I mean, that was an insane amount of people at a grand opening. I don't know if I can find it where it's at because it was last week when he sent it. Regardless of what it is, I'm so proud of these guys that they got 76 people to a grand opening. Brand spanking new market right outside of Almaraz. Also another office, same community, El Paso. There's 2 MDs in the same city now. These guys had 76 people in their base shop. And George went to El Paso 24 times. George doesn't live in El Paso. He lives in LA. 24 times he went to El Paso. That's now this becomes an MD. Imagine Alan and Alicia become a $1 million earners one day. They start paying $50,000 of override per month for the rest of the career. You think it was worth George's 24 visits to El Paso? Yes, that's what leaders do, and that's exactly what George did. Proud of him, proud of Alan and Alicia Diaz for your grand opening that you did out there in El Paso. Very excited to see what you guys are going to be doing and at what level you will be competing at. By the way, this month so far, we have 4 people that have already qualified for the Dream Team. This is going to be the tightest race ever for Dream Team. Number 1 will be Vargas. They're already qualified. They have 129 recruits. Del Toro's already qualified. Sapala's already qualified. Chris and Vicini already qualified. 8 more slots, but it's going to be golf score, right? The best this month. You can go into the convention being a Dream Team member current, but you got to make sure you get on because there's a lot of competition for that. So now I covered all these things with you guys. I did, yes. Okay, let me give you now the race for personal recruiting on who will be able to get a chance to take a picture with Kevin Hart. You got to be in the top 10 personal recruiters from June 1st to July 31st. Here's what it's looking like. I'll go from number 1 down. Number 1 is 18, tied between 2 people. Carmen Benavides and Reina Hinojosa, 18. Chris Solis, Griselda Gordillo, 16. They're 4th place. So if it ended today, they're in. Jeremiah Clark has got 15. You're in. Zachary Silver, who's messaging anybody and everybody that follows. I mean, Mario called and talked to him, and hopefully they have had a good conversation together. But Zachary, 14 directs. Great job, Zachary. Elias Barajas, 14 directs. Liliana Monteano, 14 directs. Daisy Cordero, 14 directs. Orlando Restituyo, 14 directs. There's 2 Restituyo. Orlando Restituyo would be one. They would be the top 10 today to take pictures because 11th place is 13 directs, tied by 5 people. And by the way, if there's 10 people tied at 10th place, we're going to go based on cash flow. Remember this. We're going to go based on cash flow. So golf score will be based on your cash flow. Tiebreaker will be based on your cash flow. So now 11th place, Lizette Aguero, Helen Porter, Martha Morales, Alexander Vega, Roslyn Johnson. You guys will be the first group of people that don't take a picture with Kevin Hart. I'm just letting you know. Adayela Alaba, Kenayita Cochran, Tiffany Hillard, 12 directs. Eugene Hicks, Kristen Hassel, Angel Pagan, Rachel Wilson, Paula Moya, Yvonne Simpson, Elizabeth Rodriguez, Claudia Johnson, 11 directs. And then we have like 20 people with 10 directs. The race to take a picture is so close for you to have that picture on the wall with you and Kevin Hart. Imagine that picture you post all over social media. Your friends are going to be like, what are you doing hanging out with Kevin Hart? You want these types of pictures on your wall. You want to have these types of moments. Now, here's the top 10 personal producers on who gets a chance to take a picture with them if it ended today. Number 1 would be Whistler and Tabitha. Number 2 would be Edward and Jamie Musgrove. Number 3 would be Sable Otey. Then Donna Malikian. Then Gladys Beltran Hernandez. Then Carl Rodriguez, Lawrence Corman, Jasmine Suazo, Alexis Pelaez, Eljanet and Benny. That's top 10. The first person that wouldn't take a picture by only 460 points is Andrea Papakui. Okay? Then Joel Molina, then Jay Cruz, then Laurie Jefferson, then John Mark Bosquet, then Dulce Carmen Sanchez, then Alejandro Aguilar, then Maritza and Craig Thomas, Sylvia Chapman, Matt and Sheena Sapalo. You already get the idea what takes place. If you want a picture with them, you got to make sure you're in the top 10 personal recruiters or you're in the top 10 personal producers. You got to be in one of those 2 categories to be a part of it. Let me see what else I got here to recognize. What else I got here? I don't have a lot. The only thing I'm going to recognize last before we wrap up is for the month on MD Base Recruits for you to see who's leading this month. Number 1 is Vargas is at 129. Number 2 is Del Toro's at 123. Here's what's interesting. Both of them can break Gaitan's record of 211, but one of them will. And the other one's going to be second place, okay? But both of them are on track to recruit over 200 people in a single month, which I don't think it's been done ever in the last 20 years. I don't think anyone's ever done it, any company, in the last 20 years, if not ever, to have 2 base shops doing a number like this. Maybe it's happened to pass before once or twice. This will be the first in the last 20 years. Gaitan 87, Sapalas 80, Almara 77, Marvin and D 68, Chris and Visenia Hart 62. All of these guys can recruit over 100 this month. Ricky and Erica could also do it at 59. Elvana could also do it if she's at 55. She needs 45 on a real solid close. And I think it's going to be a very, very weird closeout. Alejandro Aguilar 46, Pelayo 46, Chris and Evelyn Richardson 44, Cobos 42, Quanine 41, Dalia and Renee and Dalila Reyes. I keep texting, and every time I want to put Reyes, I think about Mario and Sandra Reyes, right? And then Renee and Dalila Reyes. Mario, Sandra Reyes, if you're watching this, they're gradually become the only Reyes that I don't need to put their entire name. I just put Reyes because they did 39 recruits. I don't think you guys have done 39 recruits in a month before, which means they are the real Reyeses in PHP today, unless if you do something about it. Like I put Maritza and Craig. I don't put Thomas because they're obviously not the main Thomas in PHP. It's Candy Thomas. Everybody knows that's the main Thomas. Maritza and Craig is Maritza and Craig. It's not Maritza and Craig Thomas. Thomas has been taken because if I put Thomas, everyone's going to think about Candy. Reyes is up for grabs, but right now, Renee and Dalilo Reyes, 39 recruits impressive. Marcelo Vargas, 37. Vic and Anna, 36. Coleman Ares, 34. Michael Bryant, 34. Candy Thomas, 34. John Mason, 32. Selena Cortez, 31. Tommy Clark, 30. Lou and Rhonda Pimber, 29. Cooper, 29 recruits. Len Cooper's got 29 base shop recruits. My man, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you lead your hierarchy. We officially have 10 out of our 11 SVPs that are all leading their hierarchies with their base shop because Len is building a base shop. Liberation Base, I'm so excited for you. By the way, let me put some economics tied to it. Right now, Liberation is placing around 300,000 points every month, every single month. If Cooper became, Len and Tasha Cooper became an EVP, that would automatically give him a minimum of a $40,000 raise per year. If they became a PC, that would automatically give them an $80,000 raise per year. if they become a chairman's council, that would be a $120,000 automatic raise per year. Len and Tasha, if you were chairman's councils, that's just another 120 grand being paid if you guys were a chairman's council team, but you're an SVP team. You got 6 more MDs to promote to become an chairman's council team. We'll see if you guys are going to do it or not. Castro, 29. Graziani, 27. Eatman's 27. Zaldo, 27. Solis, 27. Bianca is 26. Allison and Angel Saldana, 25 and a half. Gaines, 25. That's what we got right now. I'm just recognizing people with over 25. And then top 10 MD base shop production today. If you look at MD production today, you are looking at number one Sapalas at 87,000. They're still going to be the biggest space shop unless if Vargas need to do 40, 50,000 points more for them to be a number one rolling 12 months. They're number one for the year, but rolling 12 months, Sapalas are still number one. So Vargas are at 75,000 submitted. Vicenia Hart 57,000. Kristen Vicenia 57,000. Del Toro 51,000. El Janet and Benny 47. They promised me they're going to run a million point base shop. Almaraz 45. Gaitan 42. Let's see if those guys, because if Palau becomes a million point base shop, he'll be the first founder to run a million point base shop before Gaitan's, okay? Because they're only at 42,000, but Palau's at 38, Richardson 41, John Mason 39. Look, the Dream Team, Mason could be on the Dream Team call this month. Alejandro 34, Lou Pimber 33, Marvin and D 31, Maritza and Craig 30, Roger and Brenda 29. He just recruited another marketing director. Janae Trailer 28, 29, Edward Musgrove 28, 29, Monique Richardson 28, Carlos Madreno 26,000, Quanine 26,000. That's where we're at right now for the month. So look, we got a lot going on. Now it's really going to come down to the message I told you at the beginning. Exponential growth, compound building growth, right? Astronomical growth, momentum at the highest level growth. But it's going to be who's going to drive till the very end to promote new directors. You watching this, will you become a director? Have you already given up? Saying there's no way in the world that can do it. Why don't you go flex your muscles the next 5 days and go to the office all day? Make calls, book appointments, bring people and go do drop-bys. See what you can do. Find out what your best looks like. Don't just throw in the towel. These are the moments that even if you're so far from it, like there's no way I can hit it. This is more about you learning a fight. I don't care if you fight a guy big. I remember I was 6 years old. I fought a guy named Michelle in church. He was 11 years old. He would push me around. I just wanted to fight this guy because he would bully. And he beat me up, but I wanted to fight. I wanted to fight. I lost the fight, but I'm 5 years younger than this guy. But I fought him, even though I'm younger. I like a dog fight from all of us. The reason why the industry looks at us concerned, that every day you're hoping for some bad news from us. They hate the articles on Insurance News. They hate the videos on Insurance Newsnet. They hate what's going on with Vitamin. They hate seeing Gaitan's getting a Ferrari. They hate seeing, Vargas is getting an I-8, moving into a new house with a Puma. You guys should see Vargas' new house. They hate seeing Palaio grow and make money. They hate seeing it because we're not supposed to do it. Your CEO is from Iran. Most of these CEOs are from America. They're Caucasian. Nothing wrong with that, but we are an anomaly. We're Hispanics. We're Latinos. 50%, we're 53, 54% women. We have a women contest where it's just women can go. We can't participate. It's an initiative for the ladies to go out there and have some fun together. And they sit down and talk about values, life, what they're doing. No one's doing this kind of stuff. We're doing it. But the part I want to see from everybody watching this is the following. I want to see your fight. I want to see you persevere. I want to see you show toughness. I want to see you work, perform, make calls, focus like you've never have the next 5 days, and let's shock the industry with the number of recruits we do, because we're going to make a big thumbnail picture that we're going to post. How many recruits was done in the month of July when we broke the record, and the top 10 recruiting based shops, what they did. We're going to put that, and everyone's going to see that. Here's what's happening, taking place. People are going to see what took place. They're going to see, oh my gosh, these guys are recruiting these types of numbers. What the hell is going on in PHP? Why are these guys buying Ferraris? Why are these guys starting to do what they're doing right now? This is insane to me. What is taking place? But all of it will come down to seeing who is going to have the biggest dog fight the next 5 days. Who wants to have the most 2-minute speakers in the President's Club, the top 7 non-MDs and top 3? Who wants to speak on stage and get more stage time? Who wants to be hosting? Who wants to be recognized? Who wants to get the hard hat? Who wants to get the most directors being promoted? All of that is going to require dogfight the next 5 days. Cannot wait to see who finishes the strongest the next 2 BOMs. Only 2 BOMs left. One tomorrow, one Tuesday, and that's it for the month of July. And then we're together in Vegas in 2 weeks. We're all going to be together in Vegas, having a blast, launching some massive announcements that you will be blown away by. Mark my words. Blown away. Can't wait to see how we finish up the month of July. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.